Hey, welcome back, everybody. We have another video today. If you remember, we got several of these. I think there were 7 of these boxes, just chock full of cards, labeled as TTM Fuel, but could be a mixture of just about anything. Early 80s, late 80s. We went through one of these boxes before. $5 each, and I think $35 shipped. Got some 82 Fleer here. Let's go through them. Mike Vale, that was a return to sender. Shooty Babbitt, Dave Beard, Rick Bossetti, Keith Drumright, Wayne is gross, Mike Heath, Cliff Johnson will sign for $5, Jeff Jones, Matt Keogh, Brian, don't call me Dave Kingman, Mickey Klutz, I think he stopped signing. Rick Langford doesn't sign. He used to know him very well. Steve McCaddy, Dave McKay will sign. He signed for us just a couple weeks ago. Dwayne Murphy, Jeff, hello, Newman. Mike Norris, he had a 20 games, 22-9. Billy Martin was managing the team. 284 innings pitched. 25-year-old. Mitchell Page, he was in Charleston. 1976, great season there. He was an up-and-coming stud for the Pirates. They traded him in that Manny Sanguillen trade. Piccolo, Fred Stanley, we got him from him a couple weeks ago. Walking the Dog Andujar, Steve Braun. That looks like Three River Stadium right there. Could be Phil Stadium, could be Bush. They all look the same back then. Dane Orgers got him yesterday. Nice. Tito Jackson Landrum, 6-0, will sign for $5. Mark Littell no longer with us. John, don't call me Billy Martin. Ken Obergfell will sign for 7, no 12, no 14, no 15. He changes every week or so. Mike Ramsey, he'll sign. Surely you can't be serious. Larry Sorensen, Bob Syke. Gene Tennis will sign for 15. Jerry, July Augustine. Mark Brewhard. Caldwell will sign. Reggie Cleveland putting on a little weight there that season. Jamie Easterly. Marshall Edwards. Jim Gantner will sign for 5. Moose. Larry Heisel will sign for 10, I think. High school teammate of Al Oliver over in Portsmouth, Ohio. Yep. Pretty darn good high school team. Roy Howe, I just sent off to him about a month ago. Haven't got back yet. Don in the money, he'll sign. Charlie Moore, we wish he signed. Jim Slayton. Pete Vukovich. Clue Haywood. Terry Crowley. Rich Dower. Duguay. That's a nice blurry photo from the 82 Fleer. Flanagan will not sign. Dave Ford. It's a four-door. It's a Ford. Dave Graham Cracker. Wayne Krenchinky, looking like he's playing on a gravel pit. John Let It Be Lowenstein. Nice. Tippy will sign. Scott McGregor will sign. A lot of these old Orioles will sign. There's Orioles Hall of Famer Gary Renicky. Lynn Sakata. Ken Singleton will sign for a small fee. Sammy Stewart will not. Stoddard will. He was an NCAA champion basketball player. Steve Stone won't. Monson will. He looks like he's 54 there. Cromartie won't. Woody Fryman used to. Bill Gullickson will for 5. Buck Jackson used to sign very well. Wallace Johnson. That's probably his rookie. Charlie Lee. Bill Lee. Nice. J. Manuel. Brad Mills. He's on that rookie card with Francona. There's the Hammer. John Milner. Roland is in his office. And David, don't call me Jim Palmer. Not a bad deal for $5. Mark Wagner will sign. Bump Wills. Bill Allman will sign. He moves more than, he's like an EKG, up and down, up and down. Ross Bumgarten, Tony Bernazard. Britt Frank Burns. Rich Dotson used to sign. Jim Essien. Ed Farmer. I think Dotson's still coaching. Dennis Lamp. Ron LaFleur. Signed for a fee. Bobby Molinaro will sign. Bobby. And that's it. He'll just sign first name. Jim Morrison. Come on, baby, light my fire, will not sign. He used to sign through the mail, and I did a baseball camp with him. Greg Pryor, he signs and puts it on Facebook. Posts it. Steve Trout, Alan Bannister will sign. Great. Joe Charbonneau, look at that. I like that. John Denny. Miguel Delaney, he was in the Pirates system as well. 76 Charleston. That 76 team was loaded. AAA team. Jerry Dudzinski. Toby Hara from Sissonville, West Virginia. Boom. He's a great signer. Pat Kelly, Leroy Kelly's brother, I believe. Dwayne Kuiper, soon to be Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Broadcaster. Rick Manning will sign. Sid Monge will not. Believe you me, will not. Rick Waits. Fred Brining. Enos Cabell. Tom Griffin, he's a great signer. Al Holland Tunnel. Gary Lavelle, he'll sign. Johnny LeMaster, he wore Boo on the back of his jersey. He's from Ashland, Kentucky. Portsmouth, Ohio. He is the same town as Al Oliver and Larry Heisel. He was born in Ashland and lived in Pikeville for a long time. May still live down there. Joe Patini, he's from Brook High School, Follinsby. Born in Wheeling, home in Windsor Heights. Still lives up there. Coached for the Cardinals for a long, long time. Won a couple of World Series rings under the La Rosa Cardinals. Willie Mays Aikens will sign. Cesar, Larry Gurra. Well, no, he's free or stop signing. Clint Hurdle. Doesn't even look like him. Now we're shifting over to 83 tops. Cardinals. Doug Bear. Nice. He was in Charleston as well. Right there. He's probably on that 76 team as well. that team was loaded with future major leaguers. Darrell Porter. Dane Orge again. Mike Ramsey again. Julio. And the Saltines. Ken Oberkfell. Steve Braun. David Green. Steve Mura. Doubles Ramsey. Again. Dave LaLob. He'll sign. There's one hidden there. Larry Parrish on the bottom of that pile. Two more piles here. Split these in two. More 83 tops Cardinals. Dane again. Dave Schmidt will sign. Wagner will sign. George Wright will sign. Comer will sign. LaFleur will not. Well, I guess he will for a fee if he's still living. Julio Cruz will not. Jason Thompson will for a fee. Steve Comer will. There's Greg Malberg. He was the first ever manager of the Charleston Wheelers. When they brought the team back after a few years of not having a team, they had a single-A team, and Malberg was the manager. Jerry Don Gleaton's a good signer. And maybe Brian Allard. Or Allard. Dave Radgis is a good signer. We never sent to him. Shatteter will sign. Randy Stein with his sweet stash. That is some upholstery right there. Kiko will sign for you. Daryl Thomas signed for a fee. Rick Waits. Doug Rowell will sign after he gets done yelling at Tommy Lasorda for taking him out of the game. Ray Fosse will not. He's no longer with us. Mike Caldwell will. Tom Paciorek will not. Russell will for 15, I think. Carbo will sign 2 at a time. There's Caldwell again. Larry McWilliams, he signed a couple for Dave Brown. Mike Lum signed a couple as well. Both those guys are supposed to have fees, and they signed for free for a while. Dressler's on the Gidry rookie. Haven't sent to him before. Should have gotten that Gidry rookie signed a couple of times with just Ron Gidry's signature. In fact, I may have gotten slabbed with just Gidry's signature. Back to some more 81 Fleer here. Some bad photography, let me tell you. Kiko. I was definitely collecting tops in 81. There's Larry Pools, another guy who played in AAA in Charleston, but later, 77. By that time, in 78 and 79, as you see there. By that time, it was an Astros AAA team. Dave Roberts, first overall pick. Sambito will sign. That's cool. Denny Walling, birthday buddy. Louis Wyatt. Well, he's signed. I think he will. Larry Christensen will sign for a fee to the Masonic Children's Home. Sparky Lyle. There's a sweet stash. Always. Dickie Knowles. Mike Prawley will sign. Dale Hunter will sign. Brookins signs only for Dave Brown. Again, another guy There's Rich Hebner. I think he stopped signing finally. Said he was going to start signing for a fee, and then he just stopped altogether, I think. Rick Peters just passed away recently. Jones back to some, he'll sign for $2. Lee May no longer with us. Brother of Carlos May. Here's the last stack in this box. Stan Poppy will sign, I think. Shafter will. Champ won't. Milt will. Allenson will be, takes about 6 months. Bergmeyer will. Bill Campbell's no longer with us. He was a really good signer. Steve Shag Crawford. He's just signed for us not too long ago. I guess he's returning to signing. He's been coaching all these years since his playing days. Joe Rudy will sign for a fee. Torres will sign for 15, I think. Steve Comer will. John Ellis, I think he maybe passed away. Honeycutt used to sign. John Henry Johnson, look at the curly perm. Love it. Jack Sigma-esque. Matlack will. Doc Medich will. Great signer there. Mario will for a fee. Putnam will for $5. Mickey will for 15. Leon will for, I think, 5. Billy Sample will for free. Bill Stein will. And Sundberg, sometimes, never, occasionally, always. Yeah, he's up and down. He's signed signatures are. He's a yes, 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 no, no, no. His window's open, then it shuts on you real quick. There's the difference between the tops and the Fleer from the side. What were you collecting back in the early 80s? Tops or Fleer or Donruss? Let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, click right there. And if you missed the last time we went through a box like this, it's been a while. I'll try to leave a link to it right there. Thanks for being with me today, though, and we'll see you soon.